Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino, and this is a really sad episode. We're kind of mourning the death of a great music festival that should be happening right now, this weekend. I should be waking up, recovering from 2 days of music before, and getting ready for yet another great day of music. But sadly, in 2023, it is no more. But before we get on to this sad video, I do want to thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like. It does really help out the channel. And do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Also, just a reminder, I am running my 1 in 7 vinyl community competition contest. It's running right now between August 12th to September 29th. So please get your submissions in if you do get a vinyl community channel. I'd love to get your submission in. It is for a $40 Amazon gift card. But let's get on with this sad video. So I'm trying to be sad, but it's also me. So I'm always like happy and goofy. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I go to the next funeral or something of somebody I know. I guess it is kind of a celebration of life though too, because for 5 wonderful years, us and the Grand Forks, North Dakota community did have a very wonderful music festival that happened basically the weekend after Labor Day every year, kind of that first weekend of September. So yeah, we'd be in the midst of it right now. It was usually a 4-day event, starting usually Thursday night. I don't know if the first year they did Thursday night. I can't remember off the top of my head. I didn't really attend the first year too much. It wasn't until the second year that I really got pulled into it. But I'm going to just go through a little history of it. Unfortunately, they ended it as of last year. Soon after last year's event, they announced they weren't going to be doing one for 2023. I was always looking so forward to what groups they were going to bring in, especially once they started bringing in some pretty big name groups. I mean, at least groups that had fairly decent hits. You know, that really kind of shocked me, especially being a local event here. Sadly, North Dakota is not big on culture. I hate saying that. I've viewed Minnesota, really does well. Neighbors to the east there. Wisconsin does even better, especially small town. And my dad's from Wisconsin, my mom's from Minnesota. So, I always kind of feel really connected to those two states. And we visit them quite often because of that. And I kind of see what goes on there. And so this kind of gave me a feel of that kind of small town Wisconsin feel. Some live music and free or really inexpensive type event. This one in particular was free if you got there before a certain time, and even if you got there after that certain time, it was only like $10. So I mean, to get to go see a band for $10, that night that had a #1 hit on the charts at some point, or just some really good music at some point in their life, not necessarily like one-hit wonders, but kind of at least somebody you've heard of. I guess that's the way to put it. We really look forward to that. Plus, you had all your local bands kind of featured, and it was really kind of nice. Set in a beautiful little backdrop on the Greenway. I did a video during last year's, I suppose. I was kind of filming it as I went, and I had it out. I think the festival was still going on the day that I dropped the video. So me being a physical media guy, I have picked up some physical media along the way on this. So I'm just going to kind of talk about the festival, the history of it, and show my physical media that I picked up along the way on that. Let's get going on with it. So this started out in 2017, and it was just kind of the group that started it kind of wanted to bring attention to the beauty of the Greenway. Our city in 1997 did flood really bad. Our relationship with the river ever since, I suppose, has not been the best one, to say the least. There used to be a lot more closer to the river, businesses and even homes and stuff. All that's gone now. That was wiped out, put in to build a proper dike system to prevent this from ever happening again. One of the things though that did come out of it was the Greenway, a nice little walking path, bike path, so forth and so on, and kind of some parkland a little bit, to kind of enjoy. They wanted to kind of promote that, and there is a really nice stretch of land that was just perfect for a little music festival. And the backdrop, behind the stage, a lot of the artists, even as they came, said, just how gorgeous this says it here. Yeah, the first year was 2017. Didn't have the biggest lineup. The Gear Daddies, they're kind of a Minneapolis band, but they have been nationally known. They have a song called The Zamboni, I Want to Drive the Zamboni. It's been in several big films about hockey. So yeah, they were kind of the big headliner that day, or that year, I should say. A local band, and I'm going to mention them every time because my buddy's in the band, and the owner of my company I work for is also a member of the band now. At the time he wasn't, but yeah, he is a member of the band. And that's the Dank. And I'll have a link to their YouTube channel down below. They've got some great content on their YouTube channel, these festivals and stuff that they play at. So they're kind of a jam band, kind of cool. Some of their own music and a lot of covers too. So that was 2017, and I think I went and had a beer there that weekend, and I might have listened to a little music, but I didn't stick around too much. I don't know who I even saw, but yeah, I didn't stick around too much that year. 2018 though, I did kind of go check out. The Friday night was, and I didn't go to this, I'm really kind of upset at myself now that I see this, the Dirty Dozen Brass Band out of New Orleans. I think I would have really enjoyed that because I love New Orleans jazz. It's nothing I've dabbled in too much yet, but I love the HBO show Treme. Just getting to know kind of some of that New Orleans jazz and that kind of feel on that. I think I would have really enjoyed the Dirty Dozen Brass Band. But the big thing in 2018 for me was the Spin Doctors on Saturday night. I couldn't believe that a band that I knew several big hits of theirs from back in the day was a band I really enjoyed. Their big hits that were on the radio, I enjoyed whenever I heard the Spin Doctors come on back in those days. They were the big headliner on Saturday night, and I remember I went there with my sisters. We packed up right up front row, right up against the fence, and really had a great time. They put on a great show. Really enjoyed it. That was really fun and really shocking that I got to see the Spin Doctors for absolutely free. 2019 got even bigger. Friday got the Dank on the main stage again. So once again, the Dank, there you go. Up on the main stage. The Cherry Poppin' Daddies followed them on the main stage. There was another group somewhere in there that probably played on one of the side stages while Cherry Poppin' Daddies set up. This will be the first one I got some physical media from. This was kind of right when I was starting to get back into collecting, or starting to myself collect vinyl. I can't say get back into it. I never collected vinyl. I always had my parents' collection. I never added to it. This was probably one of the first albums that I added to that. We were leaving and noticed they had the merch table. I don't know how I didn't notice it the years before, but they had the merchandise table, and I'm like, I'm gonna go pick up their vinyl, like, you know, especially if the Zoot Suit Riot was available, which unfortunately it wasn't. They had just sold out. So I did pick up their newest album at the time, Bigger Life, and the cool thing was the band was right down there at the merch table after the show and talking to the fans and signing albums for them. So I got to sign, I don't know, I might be missing one of the guys. I remember they were handed around, and the one guy kind of disappeared right around the time when my copy was getting handed around. But there is my front there all signed up, and I'll show you the back here so you can kind of see the track listing. And this one's more kind of a ska music kind of feel to this one. I know they did a lot of big band type stuff too, the Zoot Suit Riot. That's totally what that was. But yeah, really kind of cool getting to meet the band, talk to them. After they gave such a great performance, they gave a phenomenal performance for, what was that? They were the Friday night band. Not a lot of people showed up to it either. I don't know if people just didn't know them or weren't into that type of music. I know the only real music I ever heard of theirs on the radio was the Zoot Suit Riot era stuff, which is that big band when that kind of had a resurgence there in the late 90s. And a lot of bands were kind of doing stuff, I think, kind of based off of the movie Swingers. There we go. Took me a second there. A movie poster up there. You know, it was kind of music I was into. I'm not a dancer at all, but I thought it was kind of cool. Show you the label on this here too. I remember several of my fraternity brothers would always dance to this. They took swing dance as one of their electives in college, and them and their dates would get out there and swing dance during our formals. Always Cherry Poppin' Daddies played for that. Now that year for the Saturday night show probably was one of the bigger acts that got to perform there. Definitely the biggest crowd out of any of the times I went was definitely for this one, and that would have been Everclear. I did not pick up anything of their, I don't know if they even really had much merchandise, but I remember looking, they might have had a couple of t-shirts or something, but I didn't see any records or CDs or anything. Unfortunately, it was not the best performance. They did really cool opening. The opening song did feature the Central High School Grand Forks Forks Central High School, I gotta say it proper there, Grand Forks Central High School choir got to come up and sing with them in their opening song, and that was really cool because I, at my time at Grand Forks Central High School, was a member of that choir, so I was like, me and my buddy that were there, that was also in the choir, were watching it going, wow. As a matter of fact, my buddy that I said is in the Dank, his dad was our choir director, so our choir teacher. Yeah, that was pretty cool to get to see that, and it kind of went downhill after that. I don't know if just his vocals are blowing out. My buddy that was with me, as I mentioned, he did go on to become a singer and performer in New York, so professional singer. He knows a thing or two about vocals, and he said, yeah, his vocals are just blowing out. Now, my sister and brother-in-law, on the other hand, theorized that he got off, or on the wagon, I guess. Not off the wagon. I think you're off the wagon if you're sober. I think I got that right.
He's a recovering alcoholic.
Really?
Yeah, he's been off the wagon 2 years.
Off the wagon?
I think it's off the wagon.
I think it's on the wagon.
But they theorize that, and this is all speculation, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to lean towards the professional singer, though, and that he blew out his vocal cords just over time. And they thought he was drunk, though, and that was why he didn't perform very well. Yeah, the show wasn't the best. I know I did not stay for the whole performance. I wasn't too far to the end, though, when I left, but most of my group, my sister, my brother-in-law, my buddy, another buddy that was there, they all kind of skedaddled before the show was over, just because it was not the best performance, unfortunately, even though they were probably the biggest band that ever played, and like I said, the crowd size was the biggest that I ever saw there. So of course that was 2019. So of course that brings us to 2020, and they had announced the lineup fairly early in right after the 2019 festival had happened. I was really excited because Glove and the Special Sauce were named on there. Trampled by Turtles were named on there. Also, Soul Asylum was named on there. Now, Soul Asylum is unique for me because I should have seen them play already live, and I stupidly chose not to go. It would have been a free show also, and I stupidly chose not to go.
Hi, I'm Abby Kearse with an MTV News Brief. Minneapolis-based Soul Asylum played an unusual concert Saturday night at a Grand Forks Air Force Base hangar in North Dakota. It was a prom for seniors at Grand Forks High and Red River High in East Grand Forks. 90% of those cities were wiped out by floods last spring. The students requested Soul Asylum's presence, and the local sheriff contacted the band's label. Among the covers Soul Asylum played at the prom were Alice Cooper's summer kickoff classic School's Out and Creedence Clearwater Revival's Who'll Stop the Rain. That's the news for now. We'll have more at 10 to the hour every hour right here on MTV.
And had I chosen to go, I would have been on an audience member, at least hearing the live performance of actual live album that got released nationwide. And this is Soul Asylum's After the Flood, live from the Grand Forks Prom, June 28th, 1997. So as I said, our community flooded out. This is one of the farms that did get flooded on that. And yeah, literally Soul Asylum played my prom, and I chose not to go. That was just my thing. And this is our downtown here, which isn't far from where the festival was held. Not only did it flood, it burnt. So that's what's going on there with that building. But yeah, the whole downtown burnt. Fire crews couldn't get to it because obviously the streets were flooded. And they literally had to put the fire trucks onto flatbed semi-trailers and pull them down there somehow. And that was the best that they could do, and helicopters dropping on water. But yeah, that was our city, and Soul Asylum came and played our prom that almost never happened. Anyways, enough on this. So I was supposed to see Soul Asylum. They were on that list for 2020, but of course, tragedy here happened in 1997. Tragedy happened in 2020, though, all over the world. And of course, a lot of things got canceled, including the Greenway Takeover. That got canceled, and I was a little upset because I'm like, well, this was kind of like my redemption to go see Soul Asylum. I've kind of kicked myself all over the years, especially when I saw they released a live album based on my prom, what should have been my prom. Yeah. Anyways, for 2021, they started announcing it, and somehow they were able to get the whole 2020 lineup to agree to come and play for 2021. So 2021 happens. Very excited to be there. Thursday night kicking off, we were going to start out with Glove and the Special Sauce, but before them, we got kind of a local band. I think they're out of Bismarck, North Dakota area. They're called the Mooncats, and I picked up a CD of theirs. I really got into these guys. I wasn't expecting much out of the kind of the local bands, but these guys really blew me away. kind of bluegrassy. I don't know what to really call them past that, kind of jam band. I don't know. There's the track listing. They really put out a nice little package here for a local band. I was really surprised about this. You can see it's in a slip case here, a plastic liner. This came with it. This is nothing I added in. I usually do add my stuff into this type of stuff, but that came with it. It's kind of almost mini LP size, but it's not a mini LP type thing. It does have a gatefold. Did come with a little pamphlet booklet thing here. Fold this out, show you that side of it. Kind of, I don't know, we call it kind of a poster. There's kind of a logo of theirs. Picture of the guys here. Pull out the CD there. Now the song that I really got a kick out of, and that's because right before this I was drinking a bunch of this, it was Kombucha. A song called Kombucha. I'll put a link to the video for that in the description below. Also have a link to their YouTube channel too. I know they got a lot of performances they show on there too, just as they're going around to different festivals and that. But of course the headliner that Thursday night was Glove and the Special Sauce, and I did pick up a record of theirs. And this was their latest record at the time, and I do got it's not the shrink wrap, this is the slip sleeve that it came with. You see the little hype sticker there, and you can kind of see it is signed. Glove himself did sign it, and that's why it came in this, but this is part of the package, so that's why I left this on. A little better view of the cover there. Show you the spine there, the back. I'll take a look at the gatefold. I'm going to hold it this way though, because it does go this way. But nice gatefold. I suppose that's his daughter there that he's with. They put on a great show too. For a Thursday night show, they put on a fantastic show. And again, not a huge attendance to this one. That might be part of why the festival didn't keep going. Did have a nice black inner sleeve, no poly lined or anything. Just on black vinyl, but really nice that it's signed. So not going to complain there's no colored vinyl. That was kind of my thought where I was going, but this is a signed copy, so I can't complain too much. And this is a really fun album. I did really enjoy this. I used to listen to a lot of Glove and the Special Sauce in high school with my buddies. I remember just chilling in their room, just listening to a couple of his albums that were out around that time. But yeah, an absolutely fantastic performance was given by them, and I bet there wasn't even hardly 100 people there at that show. Cherry Pop and Daddy's the year before, that was a Friday night even, and I bet you there wasn't 100 people there, and they put on a great show too. Those kind of smaller showed sets, there we go, I almost said episodes, smaller showed sets that not a lot of people showed up for some reason were some of the best performances, because Cherry Pop and Daddies were phenomenal. Glove and the Special Sauce were phenomenal. But that leads us into the Friday night of the 2021 festival, which should have been the 2020 festival, and that was where we finally got Soul Asylum. And pretty cool. It was a decent crowd for it. I know several people from my graduating class were there. I kept spotting people in the crowd. My one buddy showed up that I talked about that is, professional singer and such that lived in New York, and now he's back home. And then my other buddy from the Dank was there with us too. So we kind of had a little class reunion with that, I guess. I finally got to go to my prom, I guess. We'll say. Yeah, Soul Asylum played. They did do a little nod to the prom thing. I know they had a little mention of it. There was rumor they were going to have, anybody from the crowd that was from that graduating class to come and meet them. I don't know what happened with that. That kind of fizzled out. I think we were supposed to even come on stage from what the word was, but the event organizers kind of knew about it, but I think they were running late to the show, and I think that kind of fizzled out because of that. And they still did a great show. I really enjoyed listening to them and finally getting to see them live. But I did pick up a copy of their album. This was their most current album at the time. This is Hurry Up and Wait. Kind of almost a Ringo type, like Rewind Forward or Hard Day's Night. I wonder if that's kind of their mentality with that. But there was the front, the spine, and the back, and this does have a nice gatefold. All kinds of pictures of these guys. The one bar in here I swear I've been to. They're sitting up, right here. Yeah, I swear I've been to that bar. I know they're a Minneapolis-based band, and that looks like somewhere in Minneapolis I've been. I don't know. I could be wrong. Some bars all look like some bars, but just black inner sleeves with this. And it did turn out to be a double album and a double colored vinyl album. Disc 1 is on this great kind of translucent blue, light blue. There was side A and side B. I love translucent colored vinyl, and this looks just fantastic. And then disc 2 is on this just dark blue, not translucent vinyl, but there's side C and D. So Saturday of 2021, we got to see the Dank again, this time not on the main stage. They were on the side stage. Really great performance again, as always, and I gotta mention them every time. They were at every year, but I'm gonna mention them every time. And then they were kind of followed by Trampled by Turtles, which was kind of a big one for this area. Trampled by Turtles, kind of a bluegrass kind of feel band. Stuff I don't necessarily listen to all the time, but live, it's amazing. I came to that conclusion. That type of music is great live. I don't know if I'll listen to it much just as is, but I did pick up a couple of their albums while we were there. They pretty much had their whole discography available. So I got this one here. I decided I was just going to get 2 albums. I got this one just because they are a Duluth, Minnesota-based band, and you can see the title of this album is Duluth, and I absolutely love the city of Duluth, so I love visiting there. So I thought that was kind of a appropriate album to pick up for one of my first Trampled by Turtles albums. And here is the disc and the label. Cool custom label there. I think I got that right with the, yeah, side 1, side 2. Yep, I did get that right. And then I did also pick up a second album, which is Life is Good on the Road, which I believe was their newest album at the time. Yeah, the back here does show 2018. I don't think they had anything newer than this. Yeah, this album cover looked really great. Show you that. And the spine there, back. There's the gatefold. And it's just a plain white inner sleeve, so I won't show you that. But it does have this insert with it, little booklet. Life is Good on the Open Road. Got stuff falling out there. Let's see what that is in a second. I think it's the hype sticker. Yeah, I'll just show you the booklet here. As a matter of fact, they do got the Duluth Lift Bridge there. Famous site of Duluth, Minnesota. And the back there. And there is the hype sticker. Yeah, it looks like there was a download card, but if I remember correct, it didn't work, so. Almost forgot to show the record here. There's side A, another cool custom label, and side B, kind of the opposite colored of the side A. So there we go. So yeah, there was the Saturday night. Now, this was the only year I did go to the Sunday show. There was a group playing, and they are a kids band, but I was introduced to them. I love craft beer. I love especially local craft beer and kind of the Minnesota, North Dakota scene. I like to really be into that. And I was watching Beer Dabbler kind of had a series of stuff, and they were doing some stuff, I believe, during 2020 when everything was locked down and couldn't go out and get a beer. They were kind of bringing the beer to you through the videos there. And they would always kind of feature a local artist on there, and Koo Koo Kangaroo was one of them that was on there. It was just very cuckoo, the song and the video and everything. And I'm like, this is kids music. What's this related with the breweries? And I got researching about them, and I guess they are a kids band, but they do, I suppose, it gets a little extra money because they are kind of, I don't know. You can't, if you're drunk enough, I guess, you know, kind of the goofiness of it. I could see them being fun to listen to while having a beer or two. And they do go play bars and breweries too at night. So kind of getting at both ends there, I guess. I don't know if that's true. I did talk to the guys and they kind of, oh, that's how you heard of us? But I don't know. But I picked up their CD. They were really kind of a fun show. I could see why kids do like them. They're fun. I wish I could have taken my nephews to it. I think my nephews would have enjoyed it. I did, however, get my nephews one of their t-shirts there like they're wearing. And they wear it yet to this day, even though they've never got to see them. Yeah, there's their album. I did get my nephews a copy of this too. So. And there's the disc on this. I wish that they would have had vinyl available, but I guess they really didn't. I know that I've seen on their website they do limited prints of vinyl, but I suppose they might not tour around with it to sell at merchandise tables. But yeah, we did have one more year of it, and unfortunately nobody brought stuff to the merch tables this year. So 2022 we did get a repeat yet of everything, and again we had the Thursday night show, did feature the Gear Daddies. Now this is, I'll link my video from last year in there. I've got clips from, you know, each of the bands and such, so I kind of go through everything on there. So I'll just kind of, as I feel this video is getting a little long here already, I'll kind of start speeding it up here. But yeah, Thursday night was the Gear Daddies again. So they're one of the few bands, at least big name bands, that did do two shows, 2 different years, or showed 2 different years. Friday featured bigheadtodd and the Monsters. They were really great. I really enjoyed getting to see them. Saturday, again, the Dank had that side stage. They were pretty early in the afternoon, or late in the afternoon, but afternoon show. That was kind of interesting. They're usually a little further towards the end of the night when all the headliners are going to start. There was also a Minneapolis Minneapolis-based group that played that side stage. They would have been after the Dank, and that was Mae Simpson is her name, and I think she's getting fairly big. I know she's got some pretty good stuff on YouTube, some cool videos and that, but she was the only one that had merchandise last year, and I did get this signed copy. She signed it right there for me. They met right at the merch table and signed, and this was pretty cool. They even slipped it right back into the, I couldn't believe it when they handed it back to me. They got it right back in the shrink wrap, but it's, I said album, it's more of an EP. Just what, 7 songs on it, but really good. She's got a really interesting vibe, really kind of cool music. I would definitely listen to this type of music. See, just plain white inner sleeve, so not much there. And this is super heavyweight vinyl. I couldn't believe when I lifted this up. There's the label on it, side A and B. But yeah, that was the only physical media I got from that one, because like I said, none of the other bands brought anything. After her, it was the Yonder Mountain String Band, and they were really a great band. Again, kind of a bluegrassy, kind of similar to Trampled by Turtles in a way. The year before Trampled by Turtles, and then them the next year seemed pretty complimentary of each other. And again, the Sunday showing, Koo Koo Kangaroo did perform again. I almost went, but chose not to. But yeah, I'm really kind of sad that this is when I don't do a lot of live music. I'm not big into crowds, and I think that's what why this really appealed to me, was because it wasn't very crowded. It was something you could bring your lawn chair to and just plop out and just kind of hang out all day, enjoy some nice outdoor weather, and just get some fresh air and listen to some great music. They always had food trucks there, so you kind of get some interesting food. Always had the beer stands there with the local breweries, and that was one thing I loved too. They did have the stand with, you get your Bud Lights or whatever, but they featured all of our local breweries always, every year. That was always a big selling point, was you could come down, like I said, that one year all I did was go get a beer. It was because there was a new brewery opening up. I was one of the first times they were out in the public, and I'd been following them trying to open their brewery up, and I wanted to go try out their beer kind of for the first time, and that was one of the first places you could go try them. So that was why I went that time, and that was really cool to me that they were featuring the local breweries. So, but yeah, I'm really sad to see it go. What 2023 could have brought, or even 2024 if they kept going. Yeah, anyways, I feel like this has went longer than it should have. I'm a little depressed, a little sad. That's why I think my energy's been up and down in this, because I'm talking about it. It's something I always enjoyed. My one sister and I always loved going to it together, so it was kind of a little time for her and I to get together and just hang out, have a little sibling hangout. But yeah, I'm just really sad that they couldn't keep it going, and I just wanted to share a little on that and share the physical media I got out of it. Not only that, and my good memories that I had from the shows from before. And it seemed like there were, always some great performances. That Cherry Poppin' Daddies that one year, and I'm forgetting too, Spin Doctors were just phenomenal that year. They played Spin Doctors, Cherry Poppin' Daddies, and glove&special sauce. Those 3 performances, 3 different years, 3 absolutely great performances. None of them had big crowds. So, and the one that had the biggest crowd was probably the worst performance that was there. I don't know. So let me know in the comments here, kind of bringing it interactive with all my viewers here. Let me know if you've got a great music festival in your local community, kind of similar to this. I'd imagine you do. I'd imagine this is for us, it was such a surprise, because like I said, there isn't a lot of culture in this town, unfortunately. I've lived here all my life. I probably will live here all my life. I just know there's better options out there, and I wish that it was one little shining star that our community did that I wish that we could get back. But let me know what festivals you got in your town, if you do got something similar to this that brings in some big name acts that at least had maybe like a one-hit wonder in the 90s or 2000s or something, or something like that, and just nice free cheap festival. Let me know if you got something like that going on. Maybe I'll do a road trip to come check it out. Or, if you had something also and it unfortunately died out, let me know that too. But anyways, I am going to get wrapping up. Again, I want to remind everybody about my 1 in 7 contest going on for the vinyl community. Please get your submissions in. And shout out between 1 and 7 other YouTubers and answer the 7 questions I got. I'll have the link of the video in the description below. That is going between August 12th and September 29th. So we're getting there, down to the last few weeks here. So get your submissions in. I've got a few, and I will probably do an update video coming up here on who's all in and so forth, so on so far. Just a little reminder of the contest going, a little maybe shorter video than my original one. But that might be coming up soon. Also, before I go, I do want to thank all my subscribers, and as a part of the contest there, I am shooting for 700 and I am getting close. I can't believe I'm getting this close. I'm probably going to be over 700 by the time I'm announcing the winner for that video, as a matter of fact. So please subscribe, do hit the notification bell when you do subscribe, and also please give the video a like. If you've stuck around to this point, you must like it, so please give it a like, and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. But as I feel this has went long and up and down with the sad and happy, I am going to say I'm Vito Destino, and I'm signing out.